He gives me crazy Lifetime movie husband. I don't like it. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, being Simone Iman. I am Simone Iman, and if you're new here, I do a little bit of everything. This is my personal diary. Sometimes it's television show reviews, sometimes it's product hauls or shopping hauls. Yeah, that's what I got. If you're interested in things like that, then please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. And right now we're going to talk about top 5 reality shows of all time. Married at First Sight. This is season 12 in Atlanta. Yeah, and this episode didn't give us a lot. Let's get into it. Disclaimer: if it seems like I'm whispering, I am. Yeah, I'm doing home renovations from damage from the winter storm, and my little family is asleep like literally on the other side of the wall because we are displaced from our bedroom, so bear with me with my volume. This is the month anniversary for all of the couples. They've been together for a month and everybody's in such different phases. It's so weird. I want to talk about the girls meeting up with each other first. Paige, Brianna, and Haley. Paige and Haley are having, I would say, probably the biggest struggles. You know, of course Paige is struggle bunny, but Haley too. We'll talk about that when we talk about Haley and Jacob. But Brianna gets to brag about how great her and Vincent are, but I feel like, you know, she's thinking like a lot of us probably would, like, is this too good to be true? Because Vincent, sometimes it's like too good to be true vibes with them, really. Haley's biggest milestone is her and Jacob sleeping in the same bed, and then Paige tells them the story about the car. And Haley brought up the point that I was thinking, like, if this girl ain't been driving in 6 years, what's gonna make her comfortable with driving with precious cargo in a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 car? Like, it didn't start off with a Kia. Start off with a Hyundai, okay? I think that it was telling too that he didn't talk to Paige beforehand, like before he did all that. But I was also glad, you know, in this scene, it just made me feel good that Paige had support. Like, the women were supporting her. They talked openly and candidly with her. Now, Brianna was much more honest and candid in her confessional, like, interview scenes when she was talking about Paige and Chris. Then maybe she is on camera with Paige. I'm sure the F-words be fine when they have a girl chat on the phone or in a text thread, but Brianna puts on a very, like, diplomatic position when they're on camera, just talking about the other couples. And I get that, because you don't want to seem judgy or like you're gloating because your shit's fabulous, you know. And then Paige says, when she's talking to them, something that I think is very poignant. Paige says she thinks she's just in love with the idea of marriage. And ding, ding, ding. She hit the nail on the head. Yeah, you just want to be married and you don't really care to who. And look at, don't blame this on God. Look at the devil. Look what the devil got you into. Brianna and Vincent, their 1 month anniversary comes and he's being his normal Prince Charming self, and he takes her on a boat ride. It looks like they're yachting and the boat is all decorated all nice, and they looked really happy. Like, this is wedding bliss. This is the honeymoon phase. They were all cheesy watching their wedding, and I love how they validate one another's feelings, how they affirm one another. You know, if either of them are second guessing and thinking it's too good to be true, they're doing their damnedest, their best to try to dispel that. Like, no boy, I love you. Like, no girl, I want to do this forever. And I love that about them. Her name, her maiden name, and her married name, that's a vibe. Brianna Miles Morales. Is Miles Morales, is that the Black Spider-Man? Is that his name? Maybe that's why it's so catchy. It's something like that though. But I love it. I love her name, and they talk about wanting a family together, and I love how open Vincent is about talking about his intentions for them, his intentions for their family. He's like, I want the best for us. I want us to have everything that's nice. I want you to have everything you want. I want my kids to have a healthy, happy upbringing in a nice home. Like, you know, I don't have much notes for Vincent and Brinson. Yeah, coin it, Vincent and Brianna, because they don't really get a lot of camera time. It ain't no drama over there. It's just rainbows and unicorns and feel good 90s R&B. Okay, that's what they give me. And then we get into Erik and Virginia, and they go to eat with Clara and Ryan. Sometimes I feel like Erik and Virginia are very pretentious about their relationship, especially when they're like with the other couples, or when they're with the experts like Dr. Viviana or Pastor Cal or Dr. Pepper. They're like, oh, it's great, oh, it's great, and shit ain't sweet with them. Not on the outside looking in. I really don't like the way that Erik talks to Virginia. Like, he sons her. Even like right before things go left with them, I don't like how he looks at her. He gives me crazy Lifetime movie husband. I don't like it. I think they're like, oh, everything's great, and flaunting their physical chemistry in front of Clara and Ryan. Because when people know you ain't got something and they got it, that's something I feel like they kind of like focus on when they're dealing with you, especially in situations like this one. They're like, oh no, it's been great from the beginning. Yeah, but she don't want to live with you, and you're always telling her how you've been married before and you know what you're doing, and you're MAGA, and she's a social justice expert, and y'all have so many deep-seated problems, and they're so pretentious and basically lying about how great their relationship is. It ain't that great. They tell them that they've said I love you to one another, and then Ryan asks, you know, is this like soon for you guys? And they're like, oh yeah, definitely the soonest. And Clara's basically like, if Ryan don't get his shit together and say I love you in the next 4 months, it's over for us. And she should stand her ground with that. You know, you need what you need out of life, and if she needs her love to be validated verbally, then that's what she deserves. And if he can't do it, then it was nice meeting you. It was very nice meeting you, sir. I feel like Clara has to prove herself, or it feels like she has to prove herself lovable for Ryan, and I don't like that. Virginia set up a picnic for her and Erik, and she says that he says I love you more than anyone she's ever been in a relationship with. That's manipulation. He says that so you won't stay mad at him, or so you won't take the things that he says that are nasty to you so personal, or hold on to them. But that's manipulation. He hits her with the, you know, I've done this before thing, and she finally tells him she doesn't like that. Y'all, that's not even that's an anti-love language. Being with someone and being more experienced with them in a certain situation does not make you more knowledgeable. I'm sorry, this is not a job, this is not a hobby, this is love. And if he was so good at it, he wouldn't be with Virginia right now. Okay, I don't like that he tells her that either, and I'm glad she finally spoke up about it. She doesn't want to move into his place, into his bachelor pad, and he's pissed, and he goes on this, you know, he really does son her. I own, you rent. Why would I move in with you? Very elitist, very nasty. And she's not saying she wants you to move in with her. She's saying she don't want to live with you. We need something for us. Why would, and he's like, I'm not going to pay a mortgage 2 places. Well, while you have your place on the market, y'all can rent something small. Stay where you are in the maths apartment. It's not rocket science. That unwillingness to bend for her, that's a red flag. Telltale signs, okay? That's a red flag. Like, it's not that deep. Like, we can rent this little apartment. You know, if she's so hell-bent on it, y'all figure out the bills to where it doesn't put you out so much while you're trying to sell your place. Like, he he can compromise. He just doesn't want to compromise with her, and he thinks because he's more grounded and rooted, because he owns and stuff like that, because he has a serious career, that his life has to trump hers. Hers is so small compared to his, and that's so devaluing and so unattractive. It doesn't look like happiness. I'm just gonna say it doesn't look like happiness at all. The whole time they were talking, he was sunning her. He's like, I know where I'm going after this, and if you want to come, or if you want to be with me, then you have to come live with me. And it's uncomfortable. They go flying, and I mean, these moments are band-aids, basically. Like, it was cute, it was exciting, but at the end of the day, like, he's still an asshole to her. He's still a jerk. They look at their anniversary gifts, and I think that she's just blinded by a good time with him. They exchanged gifts. She got him a photo blanket of her, and he got her the coordinates. I think she was kind of confused a little bit when she first opened it, of where they got married, framed. I thought it was cute. Those are nice. They're both really nice gifts, even though one was kind of like a gag gift. Oh no, so the blanket wasn't the gag gift. The gag gift was the coochie coupons, because she gave him coochie coupons too. I don't know. I think that it's just, the thing about this relationship is that he wants her to bend and be uncomfortable for him in a way that he's not willing to be for her, and that's unhealthy. It's low-key toxic. Getting into the fiasco that is Chris and Paige, y'all, I'm giving them much, and I'm moving on. They go play basketball. Chris is old white man can't jump, sitting in the park, and boy, she's annoyed by the purchase of the vehicle, like anyone would be. She's talking about it in her interview. Paige is shooting them baskets, y'all, at that backboard like Chris' face was on it. Why you shooting so hard? But it was cute. She's a girl. She's such a girl. He says he's not giving up on this marriage. On this part of this episode, he says he's not giving up on the marriage. He don't want a divorce today. And we know Paige ain't going nowhere. They talk about their future plans, and I think that he likes to flaunt his entrepreneurship and his business mind, especially on camera, because he's like, he wants to have a bunch of businesses that are making him $1 million. Okay, that's great. Paige brings up him being engaged twice. That was a little tea that the pastor had dropped, and he basically says he was immature at the time, and this is the first time I've ever heard him take any accountability for like the negative aspects of his personality. But he says he just wasn't ready, and that they moved on. He says the girl left him, which, Paige, take heed. She starts giving him her normal passes like she does every scene, and she's like, she's just glad he showed up. Why is she so satisfied with the bare minimum, y'all? He showed up. That's it. She said she sees why they were matched, and that this interaction has, you know, somehow clarified something for her. And I'm just confused because it was so shallow. Like, I didn't see a lot of substance in the scene. He told her a story. He told her what had happened. I ain't get nothing after that. The next thing, they go play pool together, and he says he just got off of work. That's what he went to work. Boy, you so country. They got like big flirt energy. They have real big old flirt energy. They have a lot of sexual chemistry, but that's it. And when he talks about his feelings towards her, the first things that he mentioned are her body. It's all about the physical, and then he'll start talking about something a little deeper. He might mention spirituality or something like that, but the first thing that he says is like, you know, I like her shape, or I'm attracted to her and her body. It's just like, stop me out with the sexualization of black women's thickness. It's just like disgusting. Paige then starts talking to him, and she's asking for consistency, and then he says that she doesn't answer the phone. Good. Yeah, I felt vindicated. Finally, she giving him what he could feel. Nothing. He said that she doesn't answer the phone when he calls. And then he's like, you know, he called her to go hang out or go have dinner. He calling her at night. No, if you can't call me during the day, don't call me. What you want to call me at night for? And then he says his emotional needs have not been met. Who emotional needs? You have literally played with this girl. I'm not about to play with this dude. And then she finally tells him that he doesn't respect her. And I'm like, yes, it's not about him being honest. Honest is not conducive to respect. Sometimes your honesty is super brutal. It's brutality, bro. You don't respect her in the least bit. If you respected her, you wouldn't have been sleeping with somebody while you were in the process of marrying her. Or you wouldn't have purchased your ex a Mercedes-Benz and told her afterward on camera. If you respected her, you wouldn't have her sitting down talking to this woman and she having to let this woman know that y'all are both having unprotected sex with him. Like, bro, respect you don't give. I actually did feel very vindicated when he said that she doesn't answer the phone for him, and they go back and forth about them not having a connection and being emotionally disconnected, and he accuses her of what I've been accusing him of. He's like, she only wants to talk to him on camera. At this point, where the bag at? She doing this for a fee. If I'm gonna be pay me, what Funky don't even be saying, pay me for my pain. I wouldn't be talking to his ass either. What we gotta talk about? He's pushed her away, completely turned her off, and now he complaining about it. This your doing, sir. You did all of this. And then Paige started crying. I can understand her being frustrated, but I wouldn't have cried. At least I don't think I would have. And then, of course, when it's time to reflect over the month anniversary, Paige is by herself. But at this point, like I said, where the bag at? She getting paid for it. She sit there and go through that box and watch that little DVD real quick. Do it. But it's giving miserable while she watching the video, and she says she's not moving forward. But in the next episode, I feel like she's gonna be up there Bozo the clown, clowning again. And then, you know, she's serious, so she's trying to be serious when she put on her whisper voice. And then she says that she's choosing herself now. 11 episodes in. Great. Yeah, I'm hopeful for Paige. I'm optimistic. I'm hoping at this point with what, you know, everything that Chris said, I'm hoping that she's doing this because she's contractually obligated and for no other reason. Haley and Jacob, y'all, they ain't gonna make it. They had some kind of reading with the lady reading tarot cards and energies, and Jake looks like a super skeptic, and the reading seems pretty accurate about them. You know, he does have a strong energy that's giving her anxiety, and she's very controlling of the narrative of their relationship and what they're experiencing. Like, she sets the pace and he has to follow it, and he recognizes that. The reading shows that they're compatible, and that was surprising for me because I thought the lady was gonna say run Chico, run. On their anniversary date, they go to a winery, and Haley was giving free people. She looked like a mannequin straight out the free people window, y'all, but she was cute. And Jake was giving, he wore construction, and that's his good clothes. She needs to take Jake to H&M. They look at their wedding book, and we find out that for Jake, he felt like he was being dissed at their first kiss at the altar. He was like, she pulled back when he went in for a kiss. Well, you were a whole stranger then, and it's COVID outside. But I feel like that's always been his energy. He's always felt like obviously Jake is an ugly duckling, right? And he's felt this way probably most of his life, and he's projecting that onto her so bad because she told him that she doesn't, you know, she's not physically attracted to him right now. Like, he is holding on to that, and I feel like he's like self-sabotaging. So if you don't find me physically attractive, I'm gonna make myself very unattractive to you. I'm gonna be so nasty and shut down emotionally that I'm not gonna give you the opportunity to like me at all. That's what I feel like that's literally what he's doing. He felt played at the altar. He felt played after she had sex with him and pulled back, and he feels ugly every day. He wake up in the morning, he was like, some morning he's happy and some morning he's dying inside. Friend. No, friend. But he self-loathes and he projects that onto her super bad, and he just seemed like he feel real ugly, y'all. And I hate that for him. He says that it's hard for him to try to woo her because he knows that she doesn't like him and that he feels like she looks past him. And I get it. He's like, you know, he tries to hug her every day and she kind of pulls back. It's a hug. He's like, y'all, he be on that hard. It's a hug. You hug strangers. And while he's correct, like she was saying, I hug strangers and I never have to see them again. I gotta see you every day. At the top of the day and the bottom of the day, I gotta spend it with you. So while it might just be a hug, I know at some point this hug gotta lead to something else, and it's something else that she's not ready for. Child, when she said I gotta see them every day, he was like, well, in 4 more weeks you ain't gonna have to never see me again. Or when she told him, you know, strangers she hugs, she never sees them again, he was like, well, in 4 weeks you don't have to see me again. And that's what he does. Like when he gets upset or pissed off, he goes deep and he gets nasty and mean and ugly, and he makes her cry. He was like, it's gonna be a slow death to the divorce, and just all while eating that steak, child, because he wasn't letting that steak go. He does. I don't know, I didn't like it, Jacob. This wasn't your best self friend, not this episode. I didn't like how you talked to Haley and you made her cry, and that's not no bueno. No bueno, my friend. And now Clara and Ryan. Okay, now Clara is moving stuff into his house and they making all these future plans. I think Clara is going to allow herself to do something she's never done before and taking it slow with Ryan because he's worth it, right? Ryan is absolutely worth it. But watching her look for validation in a relationship with him is hard to watch. She just wants him to pursue her on camera. Like, he give her Mr. Nasty time off camera, but there's not a lot of affection on camera, or, you know, even you, of course they're not gonna bone on camera, but she wants to be able to gloat about her relationship on camera like the rest of the girls. And it's too well, like Virginia with her lies about her horrible relationship, and like Brianna, because like Brianna is standard at this point, what everybody's rating themselves up against, and she just can't do that. But she's not with a bad guy, he's not mean to her, he's just holding out. It's super weird. But they're optimistic and I'm trying to be too. They have space concerns, and I have concerns about space as well. Not only in his house, but in his heart and in his pants. Like, is there space for her? And why is he... Y'all, if he ever say, I've never said I love you again, it'll be too soon. Like, if he ever say it again, it'll be too soon. Like, don't stop saying that, because it makes it seem like it's unattainable for you, and that's difficult for Clara. Like, I don't want to keep hearing that. Did y'all see her DVD collection? What movies are those? I bet it's a bunch of early 2000 rom-coms, and I love it. Like, Something About Mary is definitely up there. Definitely up there. Like, all my favorite, Enough is definitely up there. All the early 2000s dramas, rom-coms. Ryan says that having her move in his space is overwhelming. We'll have sex and get some of that aggression off. They have an anniversary helicopter ride. It's cute. And then they're talking while they're waiting, and he goes, I'd marry you again, and or something like that, to that effect. She says that, and he's like, thanks, pal. That pal killed her, y'all, or at least the editing made it seem like it did. It was a whole buzzkill. There's still no sex there, so now you calling me pal? Like, do you even like me? Why am I moving in 2 boxes a week? He really couldn't think of a highlight of the relationship, but he says that just having her there is the highlight, and that's very basic. They're flying over the city, and I'm looking at all this beautiful scenery, and I'm really hoping that Clara finally gets her rocks off via penal penetration, okay? They have dinner in their backyard, and they just give awkward, short, and boring on camera a lot of times, and I don't think that she's honest with him at least not on camera, about her dissatisfaction with how emotionally unavailable he is and physically unavailable he is, I feel like she just allows him to think that that's okay. And unless they're talking to Dr. Viviana, and she needs to tell him how that makes her feel more often. Like, y'all can't just have one conversation about it. And if y'all are having conversations off camera, wait till the cameras get there, because we need to see it too. The producers asked Kim, and Ryan says he feels like they're headed towards love, and they watched their wedding and they're all smiles. The night was super romantic, and it's sad that they have all that romanticism and no physicality. Or I ain't gonna say no physicality, because Claire said they doing everything, but yeah, I don't understand at all. Okay, you guys, that's it for my review for this week. I think this is episode 11. It was a slow episode, you know. It was just a bunch of dates, no excitement, but we'll see what next episode gives. So please, if you stuck around to watch my video, give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.